The restart of the Goondicum mine is actually going very well. We kicked off in earnest in April, and the first couple of months tied up with procuring long lead items and assembling a workforce. And that's coming along very well. We will have a on-site personnel of up to 35 people by the end of July, and then 4 months after that be in production. So it's quite a short restart program for us. And it's going very well, so far so good. The mine produces two products. It produces ilmenite, which is a titanium feedstock, and that goes into Japan, Korea and China primarily for titanium pigment manufacturing. And so ilmenite is a black sand which makes a very white powder. It goes into paints and inks and all sorts of day-to-day consumables that you see around the place all the time. So it's a GDP-linked consumable, and as the world economy grows, so does the consumption of titanium pigment and the consumption of ilmenite. Our phosphate rock, it goes into the organic fertiliser manufacturing industry, and so all of our product is sold domestically within Australia, and most of it goes down to northern New South Wales, and we sell that. We have a life of mine offtake agreement for that at 150 Australian dollars a tonne, and that all goes down to northern New South Wales. The reason that Melior is listed on the TSXV, Melior has a long history on the TSXV, and in 2014 ended up being a shell with cash in it, and was looking around for an appropriate asset to acquire, and the private equity firm that I was with had the Goondicum ilmenite and phosphate rock project in its portfolio. So we in fact did a transaction where we vended Goondicum into Melior Resources in a script-for-script transaction, and I went with that asset to run Melior, and that's how Melior picked up Goondicum, and that's how I ended up with Melior. The TSXV is a good place to be listed. However, we are considering our options with respect to a dual listing on the ASX, and we are likely to do that in the next 3 or 4 months. So that will give us a much greater exposure to the Australian investment market. Well, we have a very clear strategic plan on how we want to take Melior forward as a company, and first and foremost is to get Goondicum back into production and generating positive cash flow. So Melior or Goondicum will be back in production in November this year. We'll be shipping product in January, February next year, and generating substantial amounts of cash by the end of second quarter 2019. What we will do with that asset after we have consolidated it is use it as a platform asset to acquire and merge with other assets, industrial minerals assets or mineral sands assets, phosphate rock or silica sand in that particular sector of the commodity market, and use Goondicum as a platform asset on which to lever off marketing skills, technical skills and financial skills, and build a much bigger entity within the industrial minerals or industrial commodities sector. Look, this event has been great for Melior and has been very enjoyable today. I've run across a lot of people that I've known in the resources sector for a long time, and caught up with old acquaintances, and the presentation. I had a reasonably full house for my particular presentation, which I think was well received. And so it is a great opportunity to catch up with not only investors but other potential stakeholders, suppliers and the general mining community to give them an update on what we're doing within Melior Resources.